As the soft strums of a guitar fade in, imagine a young man stepping onto the stage in 1958, his voice carrying the raw energy of rock and roll, a sound that would echo through decades. That young man was Cliff Richard, a name that became synonymous with British music, a legend who captured hearts across the globe. Welcome to our journey through the life, legacy, and enduring spirit of Sir Cliff Richard. A man whose story is as vibrant as his music, filled with triumphs, challenges, and an unshakable faith. Today, we'll explore his biography, his family, his lifestyle, his net worth, and address the question on many minds, the rumors surrounding his cause of death. So, settle in, and let's dive into the life of a true icon. Cliff Richard was born Harry Roger Webb on October 14, 1940, in Lucknow, India, a city rich with culture and history, then part of British India. His father, Roger Oscar Webb, worked as a manager for a catering contractor servicing the Indian Railways, while his mother, Dorothy Marie Daisley, was a nurturing presence who later faced the heartbreaking challenge of Alzheimer's disease. Cliff grew up alongside three sisters, Joan, Jackie, and Donna, in a modest home in Makbara, near the bustling shopping district of Hazratganj. Life in India was vibrant but not without its struggles. The violence of Direct Action Day in 1946 cast a shadow over the family, and by 1948, following India's independence, the Webbs made the life-changing decision to relocate to England. They embarked on a 3-week sea voyage aboard the SS Ranchi, arriving in Tilbury, Essex, to start anew. For young Harry, it was the beginning of a journey that would lead him to become one of Britain's most beloved stars. Settling in England wasn't easy. The family moved from Carshalton in Surrey to Waltham Cross in Hertfordshire, eventually finding a home in a 3-bedroom council house in Cheshunt. Cliff attended Cheshunt Secondary Modern School, where he excelled in English literature, passing his GCE ordinary level exam. But his heart wasn't in academics, it was in music. At 16, his father gifted him a guitar, a simple gesture that sparked a fire. Harry joined a skiffle group called the Quintons, and soon after, he was singing with the Dick Teague Skiffle Group. It was 1958 when a pivotal moment arrived. Music manager Harry Greatorex saw something special in the young singer and suggested a name change. Cliff evoked the rugged edge of a cliff face, a nod to rock, while Richard paid homage to his musical hero, Little Richard. Thus, Cliff Richard was born, and with his band, initially called the Drifters and later the Shadows, he was ready to take on the world. Cliff burst onto the scene with his debut single, Move It, in 1958, a track often hailed as Britain's first authentic rock and roll song. It was raw, rebellious, and electrifying, climbing to number 2 on the UK charts. The comparisons to Elvis Presley were immediate, and Cliff was dubbed the British Elvis, a title he wore with pride but also a sense of individuality. With the Shadows by his side, he dominated the late 1950s and early 1960s, delivering hits like Living Doll, which became the best-selling single of 1959, and The Young Ones, a million-selling anthem tied to his hit film of the same name. His voice was versatile, his charm undeniable, and his stage presence magnetic. Cliff wasn't just a singer, he was a phenomenon, starring in films like Summer Holiday and Wonderful Life, which became box office sensations in Britain. By 1962 and 1963, he was the #1 cinema draw, his films weaving his music into stories of youth and adventure. But Cliff's journey wasn't just about fame. His personal life was shaped by profound loss and deep convictions. In 1961, at the age of 20, Cliff faced the devastating loss of his father, Roger, who passed away at 56. The grief was immense. Cliff later shared how his father's death left a void, saying, "He missed the best parts of my career." The two had grown close during Roger's illness, a bond that Cliff cherished deeply. His mother, Dorothy, was a pillar of strength, but her battle with Alzheimer's in her later years was another heartbreak. She passed away in 2007 at 87, after a decade of struggling with the disease. Cliff spoke candidly about the toll it took on him and his sisters, a reminder of the human side of fame. Despite these losses, Cliff's faith became his anchor. In 1965, he became a born-again Christian, a decision that reshaped his music and his life. He considered leaving the stage to become a teacher, but his friends and faith convinced him to stay, blending his spirituality into songs like Mistletoe and Wine, a Christmas classic that topped the charts. Cliff's personal life has always intrigued fans. A lifelong bachelor, he never married or had children, a choice he's spoken about with clarity and peace. In a 1961 letter to his first serious girlfriend, Australian dancer Delia Wicks, Cliff wrote of the sacrifices his career demanded, saying, "Being a pop singer, I have to give up one priceless thing, the right to any lasting relationship with any special girl." The letter, made public after Delia's death in 2010, revealed the weight of his decision to end their 18-month relationship, urging her to find someone who could fully love her. Over the years, Cliff was linked to actress Una Stubbs, dancer Jackie Irving, tennis star Sue Barker, and even Olivia Newton-John, with whom he shared a deep affection, though she was engaged to someone else. Despite these connections, Cliff chose a solitary path, finding companionship in close friendships, notably with John McEllen, a former American priest he met in 2001. "John and I have struck up a close friendship," Cliff said in 2008, emphasizing the comfort of not living alone. His lifestyle reflects both simplicity and success. Cliff owns properties in the UK and Barbados, including a sprawling 2.6-acre estate in Barbados called Coral Sundown, listed for sale in 2022 for $8.5 million. He also owned a 30-acre farmhouse in Portugal's Algarve, complete with a vineyard, which he renovated in the 1990s. These homes speak to his love for beauty and tranquility, but Cliff has never been one for extravagance. His faith and philanthropy guide him, with donations of over $40 million to causes like the World Health Organization during the pandemic. His disciplined lifestyle, free of the drugs and excesses that define many rock stars, earned him respect. Sting once called him one of Britain's finest singers, technically and emotionally, a testament to his authenticity. Cliff's commitment to his craft and values kept him grounded, even as he navigated controversies, like the 2013 police search of his home over unproven allegations, which he faced with resilience, his faith growing stronger. Financially, Cliff Richard is a titan. His net worth is estimated at $100 to $120 million, built over a 65-year career that includes over 260 million albums sold worldwide. He's the third best-selling singles artist in the UK, behind only the Beatles and Elvis Presley, with 14 number-one singles across 5 decades, a record unmatched by any other solo artist. Hits like We Don't Talk Anymore, which reached the Billboard Hot 100's top 40, and Congratulations, his 1968 Eurovision entry, cemented his global appeal. His films, tours, and investments in properties like his Barbados estate and Portuguese vineyard added to his wealth. Yet, Cliff's generosity shines through. His philanthropy, from supporting children in need to cancer research, reflects a man who believes in giving back. He's been honored with a knighthood in 1995, 3 Brit Awards, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, accolades that underscore his monumental impact. Now, let's address the question that's brought many here. The cause of Cliff Richard's death. As of July 19, 2025, Cliff Richard is very much alive, celebrating his 84th birthday in 2024. Rumors and misinformation often swirl around public figures, especially those with such enduring fame. These speculations may stem from his age or the natural curiosity about a star who's been in the spotlight for over 6 decades. But Cliff continues to perform, tour, and engage with fans, his energy defying time. His most recent album, Music. The Air That I Breathe, released in 2020, shows he's still creating, still inspiring. The rumors of his passing are just that, rumors, unfounded and far from the truth. Cliff's resilience, much like his music, endures. What makes Cliff Richard's story so compelling is his ability to evolve while staying true to himself. From the rebellious rock and roller of the 1950s to the faith-driven artist of the 21st century, he's navigated changing musical landscapes with grace. His films, like The Young Ones and Summer Holiday, captured the joy of youth, while his later gospel tours and Christmas singles spoke to his spiritual core. He's been a trailblazer, proving that a rock star could thrive without succumbing to the hedonism of the era. John Lennon once said, before Cliff and the Shadows, there had been nothing worth listening to in British music. That's high praise from a legend, and it speaks to Cliff's role in shaping British rock. Even when some, like Absolute Radio in 2011, dismissed him as not fitting their cool aesthetic, Cliff responded with confidence, calling out their denial of his influence. He's never been one to shy away from standing up for himself. As we reflect on Cliff's life, it's his connection with fans that truly defines him. From the teenagers of the 1950s who plastered his posters on their walls to the loyal followers who still fill concert halls, Cliff has always prioritized his audience. He's toured relentlessly, even into his 80s, and his music, spanning rock, pop, and gospel, remains a soundtrack to countless lives. His boyish charm, often likened to Peter Pan, keeps him youthful, a reminder of the carefree days his songs evoke. Yet, beneath the fame lies a man who's faced loss, scrutiny, and the pressures of stardom, emerging stronger each time. His faith, his family, and his fans have been his constants, guiding him through a career that's left an indelible mark on music history. As we close this chapter on Cliff Richard's extraordinary life, we're left with a sense of awe. Here is a man who turned a guitar gifted by his father into a legacy that spans continents and generations. From the streets of Lucknow to the stages of the world, Cliff's journey is one of passion, perseverance, and purpose. His music, his films, and his unwavering spirit continue to inspire, proving that true artistry knows no bounds. If this story touched you, if Cliff's music has ever stirred your heart, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories of legends who've shaped our world. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep the music alive.